What's up, world? It's Stefan.
And it's your boy Jashad.
And it's the Likeable Assholes Podcast.
And we always with the shits, man.
We got 3 guests with us. Y'all want to introduce yourselves?
Please do.
Elise. Nisha. Carmen.
Coming back with us again.
For the second time.
Okay, to start off, I want to get into this whole Dwight Howard fiasco. If you don't know who Dwight Howard is a NBA player. He's 6'11", chiseled, damn near built like a god. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole Thor shit. Like he's a chiseled dude.
He said that.
And and the thing is, like, he's been outed by a transgender man or a
yeah, you said
right. Did I say it right?
A transgender, I don't know.
Transgender man, yes.
And this dude got all the receipts. You know what I'm saying? Got voicemail. I'm sorry, this woman.
You're already confusing this shit, man.
It has all the receipts. Got the voicemails of Dwight. Got the messages back and forth from a verified account. It got all that stuff. Got text messages, and I just want to know what y'all think about the whole situation.
Well, it's a little bit more that's to it as well, though. To have an opinion about it, you got to know the specifics of what was exactly said.
Okay, what the dude is saying, said they were in a relationship, and Dwight Howard cheated, and then that's what got him exposed.
Said allegedly.
That's
Howard was in a relationship with him, cheated on him with transgender prostitutes while having at a transgender sex party.
Oh wow! I didn't even know that part.
Yeah, that's what he said. And now he wants to put Dwight Howard out. So he put him on blast. Posted. He said he got text messages, nude pictures I was exchanged.
So what y'all think? Y'all think that's fair or foul?
And a Twitter DM, which doesn't really confirm or deny if he was fucking with him or not. What is your opinion on this?
For me, it's like, why does a person's sexuality degrade their achievements in life? It's like, yeah, I know because in the black community it's taboo for a man to be gay. Women can do whatever the fuck they want to. But for guys, it's like, it's taboo, or you can't do this, you can't do that, you have to be this kind of way, otherwise there's something wrong with you. And if it was just more realistic about, okay, just because, and I know you talk about he got the little injury situation going on, which that can happen any kind of way.
What little injury situation are you speaking of?
He said something about his ass being strained.
Okay.
The bottom line is the sexuality.
So the viewers know what we're talking about. Yahoo Sports broke the news, and ESPN confirmed it that Dwight Howard is out for what we thought was a back injury, but actually is a muscle soreness in his ass cheek. So that's what it was.
But either way it goes, regardless of how he got it, if that's what he likes, it's not gonna change the way he fucking plays basketball. The same way how he got hurt, possibly having sex. He could have been walking down the stairs and tripped and broke his fucking ankle too. So it's like, let the man do his thing.
All I'm saying is that's gonna make him a better basketball player. He needs to go ahead and just continue on with that shit, because that nigga been trash for a long time now.
I will say this too. In LA, he was dealing with a lot of back soreness. that was why he was out, right?
Oh man,
LA do got a lot of that.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey man,
he also played in Atlanta.
Oh my God.
Well,
I don't know. So it might be some truth to what this guy is saying. That's what I'm saying. However, we live in a time where we're supposed to be sensitive, right? You're not really supposed to be outing people. Outing people is not supposed to be cool. People are supposed to be able to come out on their own time and say whatever they got. That's their thing. If they want to continue to live in secret their entire lives, that's supposed to be their right?
Yeah.
Okay. So why is it when it's a celebrity, and not just a celebrity, it's usually a celebrity black man, where they get fame off of it and they try to expose, and it's considered exposing and not outing?
I'm confused with how this whole thing goes. And the only reason I'm confused of it, because Lanisha made a good point. It was like, why does sexuality matter? If Dwight Howard were just a regular nigga, it probably would have been funny amongst his little personal community or whatever.
Right.
But like, why is that even something to laugh at? Because this is the thing. It's easy to make jokes about the shit.
I mean,
it's real. It's real.
I think subconsciously we always connect masculinity along with sexuality.
Yeah, exactly.
So you look at this big buff dude and from what the report's saying he's a bottom, it's like, whoa, that's crazy news.
Yeah, because that nigga's big as shit. And if you see the picture of the dude that outed him, you'll be like, come on, you can't be telling me that this dude was giving it to Dwight Howard, man.
I didn't see the stature. I just seen the pic. I seen the profile picture. I didn't see the.
Oh my god! You see the picture of him, dog. He looks feminine. So just imagine this little feminine dude. Don't imagine it.
It's a little dude.
Dog, if you see him,
I never seen a body picture. I only seen the profile.
He looks very feminine. Of course, you could tell he's like a feminine transgender, whatever, right? And then you look at Dwight Howard, and I was like, I don't know what to believe no more, bro. But the thing about it is like, Charlamagne said this. It was like, if like LGBT community or whatever, if they want to be respected, why do they make it their point to expose? And it's now embarrassing for the person they expose when you want this to be normalized too. So how could it ever be normalized if you always revert back to making it taboo? So that's what I'm confused about. And I'm not saying all gays and LGBT is like that, but it's just like that is still a problem that's faced today.
Part of the problem is I think truly, although they say I'm a woman, I identify as a woman, but you can't out someone or try to embarrass them if you truly think you are a woman. Because if you are, then what's there to be embarrassed about, right?
Yeah, I mean,
I think truly they don't see themselves as women. And they know it would be embarrassing for somebody.
It does depend if the transgender person is pre-op or post-op. That's when they identify themselves as a different sexuality. That's when they kind of confirm, like, okay, I went through this many transitions. Oh, I'm officially a woman. I identify myself as a woman. A lot of transsexuals who are post-op, they feel like, okay, I like both. They can go to women and men. A lot of them are usually on the fence or still bisexual.
I'm curious about it because, like you say, we say in transition. A lot of in transition means they'll get the breast, but they won't get the dick cut off.
Yes, a lot of them. Right. A lot of them are comfortable with and are accepting of having that body part. They like it.
I think more so what he's focusing in on is the fact that even though people are transgender and whether they're, planning on just, keeping halfway, going all the way, whatever stage they're in, if they just decide, hey, you know what, I don't want any surgery, I just want to be, I still want to be a man, but I just want to be with other men, whatever the case is, they always use an exploit. Depending on what the situation is, they use a part of that to exploit other things. Like he was saying how some people have their breasts, but they choose not to have the full surgery. Everything is fine and dandy until somebody pisses you off. Oh, well, that's why I'm a nigga. But then if somebody does something to you, you'll play victim. Oh, well, I have breasts, I'm a woman, and you're not treating me like a woman. And I think that's what he was trying to touch on.
Right.
I mean, it's even like kind of conflicting with even speaking about this, because now you really have to, we're in a climate where you have to be sensitive about talking this type of talk. It's like, even if you say something which is your opinion that you're entitled to, anybody's gonna look at it as bashing. So it's like, for years I've stayed away from these type of topics because one thing can get misconstrued, and next thing you know, you got picket signs outside your door.
And you lost your job. So it's like, I would never understand this fully, and I don't think it's for me to understand. I have opinions about it, but it's like, I hate that if I voice it, it'll be looked at as being negative when it's just a fact that I just don't understand. Hey, but I'm kind of along the lines with Dave Chappelle though. It goes also just compliments what Elise was saying. Motherfucker cut their dick off. I believe you. Okay. you feel like you're a woman. You cut your dick off. You pretty firm in what you believe. So.
I mean, like, I'm just gonna say this like this. People should have the right to live however they want to live, do whatever they want to do. But it becomes a problem to me when, like, now it's starting to be used maliciously.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, don't weaponize the sexuality. That's the best way to say it.
That is the best way to say it.
And shouts out to anybody who lived that life and they're proud of it and they're not weaponizing it. They're just living it as that's their true right. But for the ones that's weaponizing that shit and making it to where people are now being targeted for just off the just spite. You know what I'm saying? That's also crazy.
It's okay. This is something we've kind of seen already. It's just actually from a different angle. You get what I'm saying? Because in society, like, we've known women for years to date the celebrity and try to get famous off of them and grab their own following. That's always been going on. But now that it's coming from a different angle with the transgender community, whether it be playing victim or exposing somebody. So I think it's a different perspective of something that's already been going on in America. I think that's already America's culture.
You know, and I wonder why. Well, I know why. It's the double standard. Because, like, say if there's a woman and she's been in the closet as being gay the whole time, and then she comes out being gay, that's probably her internal battle. Mm-hmm. Like, she's fighting with herself with that. But if she comes out, we'll be like, okay, you know.
Like, no one was killing Queen Latifah for coming out. Like,
yeah, it's like you're a gay woman and was like, okay, whatever.
One of the sites wasn't getting creamed for coming out.
Queen Latifah was
but if a guy, it's some guys is like that too. But if a guy wasn't coming out,
we didn't know for sure. It
was always speculated. You know, it was always speculated because they used to say shit about MC Lyte, and MC Lyte's been with a nigga, right, majority of her career, and I think she still is. So it's always speculation. But it's like,
I think she get that speculation just because of her voice.
Yeah,
she got
MC Lyte
that
looks good, motherfucker too.
She does look good though.
But this is the thing though. It's like when a woman comes out, it's like not a big deal. If a guy comes out, whew.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Like he gets a lot of hate.
And I ain't gonna lie.
Really, for a lot of it is from his own brethren. I can't even lie. A lot of it is from people who look like him.
And you know, another thing about it is like, when you look at homosexuality within the black community, when there's a black man that's having a fight with homosexuality and coming out with that, and he's brave enough to come out with that, nigga, you're bold. And not saying bold like, oh, but you have to be strong, because already as a black man, we have these strikes against us. Now you added that extra strike, and you have to fight through all the shit that's being thrown at you for just your sexuality. You have to be strong.
I actually kind of disagree.
Why you say that?
I feel like when you join the LGBT community, you join a shell. They are more protected than black people.
But you gotta, just because he's a homosexual doesn't mean that he's accepted by a whole homosexual community. They beef just like we beef. That's why the term.
But when it comes to all rights, like if he's being discriminated against, they gonna go hard. The LGBT community is gonna go harder for him than the black community.
Because
will go harder
they all benefit from that, though. That's the reason from that. But I'm saying, like,
okay, that's my point.
There's internal wars that go on within each other as well. You know, not we, but back in the past, niggas would say, "Oh, faggot, sissy, blah, blah, blah." Those were derogatory terms we use towards men to disrespect them. Within their community, that means something else. Those are words that they use. And I was tripping because I was in college and I seen a gay dude call another gay dude a faggot. I was like, nigga, y'all both gay. What the? But I guess in that community, that shit means something different.
I guess it's like when women get amongst each other and call themselves H word or B word, whatever.
But they really, there's all type of terms for them that's like, just because a black man's gay doesn't mean he's automatically accepted into the LGBT community by everybody. You know what I'm saying? I really think with us being black men that have these strikes against us, if you're a black man with all those strikes and then you're gay, your life is going to be harder, because now you're not being accepted by your own people. You're probably not being accepted by your own family. And then you got to think about others that dissociate yourself from you because you're gay.
But you said they're not accepted by own family members, but they're apparently accepted by the church. They're in the churches.
Well, how long though, Steph?
I mean,
how long has it been?
As long as they can run those choirs.
Man, no, you have not.
As long as they can run those choirs.
No, you can't say that. You can't say that. There hasn't been openly gay people that was in the church that could be able to live their life in the church without being judged until just recently, and it still goes on.
And it still goes on.
And it still goes on. So you can't say that, bro. I don't agree.
Yeah.
Okay, we gonna act like we don't know, but it does make you think, right? How long, like. Because we're seeing a lot of people come out and be gay or whatever, and this is and we know it's not new. It's just now it's being publicized because we got social media and everything. We can see a lot more stuff now. So, what makes these dudes go experimenting? Like, and y'all ever have a dude like want to try something a little out of bounds with y'all?
I call it sticky finger in my booty.
Y'all ain't never had nothing like that happen?
No, a lot of black men I date predominantly black. So I got my swirl on once. Not for me.
He asked you to put his finger in your booty?
No, he didn't ask me to put my finger in his booty, but they don't really experiment into sex or the world of sex. Like, they watch porn, but and they jack off, but that's as good as it gets. Majority, that's as good as it gets. That's what you're gonna get. Like, they don't really, when it comes to the bedroom or trying different things, they don't want to be spanked. They don't want their ass touched. I'm a female. I like grab booty. I don't know. I like ass and back.
But a guy saying, "Oh, spank my ass." That sounds like some white boy shit.
But no, like for women, you'll just do it, and then they just be like, no, like they stop, and so that's when you know, like, okay. And then that's when the conversation happens. Okay, so what do you like?
And I battle with like part-time feminists all the time because I feel like they use toxic masculinity.
We just had a whole segment about that. Go ahead.
I feel like they use it out of term, but in this case, I guess is where we can use it because like that is kind of right with black men as us. Like, girl touch your ass, man, stop with that funny shit. You know what I'm saying? So there is a type of thing with masculinity to where if you experiment with certain shit in the bedroom with a woman, then they're like, oh, nigga, you gay. Is it really gay still because it's from a woman? Because you're doing it with a woman.
I'm about to say, no.
That's kind of, I just thought about that recently. I was like,
it's not. It is not.
All right,
it is not gay.
I mean, here's the thing. What's the difference? What's the difference between anal penetration with a woman and anal penetration with a man? Like, no, I'm not talking about. But somebody sticking their finger in your ass is really not much of a difference.
Well, I mean, I always think if a man wants to be penetrated and you're a straight man, that is kind of weird. That's
what I'm saying.
Peculiar, there is a difference because when you're getting
if you're straight, people will be like, "Nah, that's some gay shit right there." And
but everybody's entitled to their own opinion. But it still should not stop you from doing you. Period. But it is a difference from being having a dick shoved up your ass versus just a tip of your finger. It's the tip. It's like having a a prostate exam.
It's specific.
Just the tip.
Yeah.
You had an encounter. You ain't trying to put nobody out there.
No. I've seen videos. I haven't done it yet, but I've seen videos.
So if a nigga asks you to put your finger in his ass, you would
I want to do something a little
different. I feel weird, but then I mean, if we both clean,
toot this ass up.
And we're
toot that ass up, big fella.
But see, it's a difference too. Like if I'm getting my if I'm getting ate out, like I can't have the dude's ass in the air. To me, I'm not. I'm gonna slump.
Hey,
like,
stop running from this question.
What?
If a guy asks you to put his
I just said this is when it depends. Like if I've been with this person, we're both clean and we've been together for quite some time and we have experienced and tried different levels and ventured off into our sexuality, then yes, I would.
And you'll still look at him as a man afterwards.
Hell yeah. This nigga putting some dick down. I'm definitely looking at nigga as a man.
Look.
I'm thinking
Carmen want to say something too.
I think what the big deciding factor is, it's like really what's your preferences. Like, what are you attracted to? If it's a feeling, a sensation that you're chasing, it's like, okay, are you chasing the sensation or do you just like chase the anatomy of a person? Because it's like, hey, everybody likes the way sex feels. That's agreed. Everybody likes the way sex feels. But depending on your attraction to a person, your ties to a person, it makes it feel better or worse. Everybody has a type. Everybody finds somebody attractive. Everybody finds somebody like, oh hell no, fuck that shit ain't happening. So it's like, if you are chasing that sensation and you can get it from another man and it's like, okay, yeah, it's still awesome, I don't care, then that's when I would say, okay, yeah, maybe you're bisexual, whatever. But if you're chasing the sensation, but if a man offers to do it, like, okay, niggas like to get their dick sucked. A girl offered to suck your dick. Oh hell yeah, I'm with that shit. But if a man offers to do it and it just turns you off, I think that's what kind of I really think that's what is the deciding factor in when you draw the line of if somebody is gay,
This is
bi,
what I
or
was
straight.
saying though, Lanisha.
I don't think that was
We're talking about heterosexuals. We're talking about
doing
heterosexual
heterosexual
sex.
stuff.
Yeah,
So,
that's what I'm saying.
we're talking about stuff
because that's something that niggas like to get their dick sucked.
You know,
But if you cannot get hard for another man to suck you, that means you are just not attracted to
We're
men.
talking about heterosexual
You're
sex.
right. You're right.
So even with the whole even with the fingers in the ass and shit, if you're not turned on by a specific person doing it, I think that helps to draw the line between, okay, am I bi or
Hey,
am I
but
straight?
while we on this topic, I just want to clear something up. I'm not turned on by anybody doing no shit like that.
Facts.
All right.
Me neither.
But I
But
do
if
feel
you're
like
comfortable with sexuality, you shouldn't have to make that statement though.
Carmen,
You should
what's
just
your
be
opinion?
comfortable.
God, you've been biting your tongue.
No, I haven't really been biting my tongue, but this is just a personal opinion for me because I have
Speak up to the mic.
I have fear of like dating a guy that has sexual experiences with other guys. So it's a turn off for me if you like me playing with your ass or anything like that. Like that shit.
So it makes you think he's suspect if he asks you
To
that.
me, but
What if he asks you, hey, can you do this
But-
thing I
all
like?
right,
I don't have anything against gay
because what y'all
people, but I
saying
just-
is what's heterosexual is man and women, regardless, right?
Right.
So you sitting here sucking them up, right? Then you go to the bars. You done worked your way to the gooch. Now you're eating ass, and he says, "Go ahead, stick your finger in there while you're down there."
that shit.
Now what?
To me,
There's a good possibility that he has been with a woman who done turned his ass out, but at the same time, it could have been another man. The whole thing is you don't know.
Oh, you
have
think
to
it was
ask.
jail?
You have to
No, you have to ask because nowadays there are a lot of women who follow everything. Like men usually
They are
just watch
trisexuals.
heterosexual porn,
They are
but there are a lot of
trisexuals.
women who watch all types of everything because they're always trying to outdo the next person. So it's a lot of stuff that you can actually get from a straight woman that will do something to a man. And it's like initially he'll be like, "Oh hell no, fuck that," but it's like, you know what? Hey, I kind of like that sensation.
Hey, you want to hear a true story? I had a homeboy. I ain't gonna say his name because we're on the podcast. I done told you the story. This nigga was like, cause I'm young, so you know, I'm used to the basic sex. You know, fucking, eating pussy, sucking dick. That's it. You know we changed positions, but really all the same game. So dude come up to me and was like, "Hey, cuz Steph, you tried that? You tried that POF thing?" I was like, "Nah, man." I started talking to this girl I like, so I ain't even did it. He was like, "Hey, listen here, man. First 3 girls I met on there, all 3 of them ate ass, cuz. Kid you not." I said, "Nigga, what?" He's like, "First 3 girls I met on there, all 3 of them ate ass, cuz." I was like, I looked at another dude. We just looked at each other like, "What the fuck? Like, you just open about getting your ass ate? Like, that's normal?"
Man, look, it's weird, and this is another conflicting because it's
you
like
got your ass ate before.
no, it's not because of that. It's because
wait, have you?
no, and this is the thing. I'm looking at it from the standpoint is like we're talking about heterosexual sex, and anything that's done with a woman and a man is supposed to be looked at as still being heterosexual, right?
Yeah.
Right.
But then when you bring in the topic of if he's asking for these experimental things or whatever, now he's being considered suspect when it's really being done with a woman.
You're chasing the sensation.
So it's kind of like, it's weird. Is it really toxic masculinity, or is it just that shit that's toxic within a black community that now if a man asks to do this shit, then you do that shit, then he's considered gay?
I think,
How's it gay if it's with a woman?
I don't
Now,
think it's
I'm not
gay.
saying I agree with it because I ain't asking no girls to put no fingers in my booty. I know that shit is weird, but on
Talk
top of
on
that,
him about his insecurities, about his sexual insecurities. How about him like you just did me? Go ahead.
that's not a sexual insecurity. That's really just a preference,
Well,
which everybody has the right to.
so, but I
That's
really
what
want to
just
know,
happened.
you haven't had your ass licked before?
I had a chick that tried.
Okay, but that's what I'm saying. It shouldn't be a problem. Like, it shouldn't be taboo or a phobia. I think in the black community, it's a phobia, and as far as black males, because of all the jail stories and even the stuff that you hear when you play with the ass. Man, you done got somebody done fucked you up. Somebody done taught you how that fucked you up. But then, other than that, it's like you should be able to you should try things. Like these trisexuals nowadays, I think they freak number is maybe at 20.
Transsexual.
But it's a such thing as a trisexual. They try multiple things. They're into a lot of stuff. Like their urge for a new high has not been reached.
Yo,
Just
what-
like
where's
it's a
it-
fetish.
Where is it that y'all, as women, where is it where y'all draw the line and be like, I'm not doing this shit?
I think every woman should have a freak number. from 1 through 10.
Shit, I'm
I
at
think.
The way y'all be talking about, I'm at a solid 3. Solid.
Yes, I think you're at like a solid 3. Survive, you might be at you got your ass licked, so you might be.
Who said that? You said that.
No, you just said that.
No, that's not what I
You
said.
said a girl
Hey, try my
I
dog
said
like
she
that,
tried.
man.
So she did lick your booty.
No, the season.
She tried.
That old journalistic trick, eh?
No,
Be like, I wasn't paying
he
attention.
said try.
Yeah,
So
he
I'm
did,
thinking
he
like, did she like go like,
No,
did she flick
no,
it,
I wonder.
or did she
Like, was she
No.
down there and he felt something spread? He's like,
Oh,
stop.
and then okay. So my bad. I really thought you
She
meant
tried
like
that shit though.
that
Good
she
job.
like. I thought she flicked it or something.
Nice
and you were just
attempt.
like, nah, I'm
You
good.
get an A for effort.
But I think everybody should have a freak number. I think you should know what where your level is at, and then I think that you should mess with somebody if you're willing to experience. Mess with somebody at least a number up above you, so that way you're not like full-fledged shocked and like, okay, I'm just not there yet. That way you'll be able to try stuff again, because you never know. You never know.
I think another reason why a lot of people are scared to try stuff is because of, like we was talking about earlier, about people, oh, I'm mad at you, I don't talk to you no more, so I'm gonna try to out you and do this. I think it's because a lot of people are scared of facts getting twisted.
Yes.
Because it's already linked together as taboo. Oh, if you'll let a woman do it, you'll let a man do it too, which may not be true.
No.
Which is a funny thing that you say that, is because I remember having a conversation about anal sex with a girl. And she was like, if you do anal sex with a woman, that means you'll do it with a guy. If that wasn't the most ignorant shit
Well, I think part of that why people don't want to deal with the people who want to experience shit with the finger and ass and all stuff, because they don't want to end up looking like Kris Jenner, where you're married to somebody for 20-something odd years, 30-something odd years, however long they were married, establish a family together, and then boom, hey, I don't want to be a man anymore. No one wants to get hit with that.
I don't think it's that. I think it's just opening your closet and he's in there with dresses on. Like,
You think that happened? You think that really happened? It
I
probably
think
did,
that's
because she
what
can dress.
I think he's trying to all of her shit.
I had that type of money I could dress too, goddammit.
On a few episodes, she did say you would wear her lingerie.
And that's
Hey,
when
but
they
didn't
were
he say,
playing,
but didn't he
but you wear her
say he
lingerie.
still wants to have sex with women though?
He dates a woman right now.
I thought
Yeah,
I
he's
thought
dating
that-
a
I
woman.
He
thought
also
that
dated a
was
man
back.
during his
Yeah,
time
like-
frame.
yeah,
Yeah, he's been
But
with both.
he didn't
He's
like it.
bisexual.
So then that would hit the question. They wrote that article when he did in Vogue and got Woman of the Year. They asked the question, okay, so now that you are dating a man, would you sleep with this man? He's extreme, like, shut it down. No, I wouldn't do it. I don't feel like I'm ready to do that. Then automatically going back to women. Yeah, I think he feels like he has a woman's mentality in a way, but he's not ready to experience a whole.
But here's the thing. He didn't just win the Women of the Year award. He also won was it Bravery or Courage Award. And I just find it ironic how you find it courage that you can up and leave your family. When has that ever been applauded? Ever.
Yeah.
The
Like I get
privilege.
tore down for him every day.
The privilege. I could never.
Man.
What do you mean you could never? At the end of
I
the
could
day,
never leave my family and get a pat on the back. For any circumstance.
But his family was financially taken care of, and I think as in the black community, that's what a lot of people
His
feel like.
point,
Oh, he
but
just left his
so
family
if we
behind,
leave
right?
him some
His
money
family
day to
was
school,
taken
his
care of.
presence doesn't matter.
No, because
I mean, like people, like
they got their name before
That's no
him.
different. That's no
So
different. But
it's
that's
not
no
like
different.
he made them.
But still, it's no different. So
he
if
was
that's the
still there for
case,
his. He was still there for his kids.
so that's like saying the father of the child can be there for a nice little portion of the child's life, throw some money here and be like, I'm out.
He didn't do that.
that's
He
what
was still
she's saying.
active
That's
in
what
his.
she's saying.
He was still active in his kid's life. He just didn't want to be with his wife or whatever, whoever she was.
I think more so what she's saying
So if
is
she
the
was
reason
happy,
why
be happy.
it was more supported for him is because he actually waited until his kids were grown. He waited until a lot of stuff was established, and it's almost like he put his stuff on the back burner, because you don't just wake up one day and decide, you know what, I'm getting a sex change.
Kylie
But
Jenner
it's-
just turned 18.
No, that's not what I'm
no.
saying. What I'm saying is he obviously has known for a long time that's something he wanted to do,
and
but
Chris
he
knew
didn't
too.
hop up and do it. They waited. They tried to make their family life as normal as possible, because it's like, yeah, even though
They're still
she
wearing
did
that
just
public
become
eye.
a technical adult, but your mind and your values and stuff set before that. So I think that's what she's saying.
He was.
If-
How old was he when he decided to come out?
Thank you.
68.
Yes, but this is the thing though.
I'm just saying that's not really bravery, because
No, I'm not saying that's brave at all.
We're not saying he should be commended.
Co-signing with
We're
her, how
just
she
saying,
said
yes.
the reason why a lot of people didn't see it as a negative is because he could have did this shit 20 years ago and he didn't do that.
But Chris already knew they weren't sleeping together. They weren't. He had in that big old house, in that big house. If you watch,
always don't sleep together.
but this is the thing though.
That's his story.
This is the
Hey,
thing.
fuck that, I'm changing
She
that.
said it before.
So that nigga started
Damn,
peeing in
y'all
the
back
back.
again.
If you watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians on all the episodes, he only had a certain amount of space in that big ass house. Chris ran everything. Chris wore the pants. He didn't have no pants to wear. He didn't have no choice but to wear a dress. Chris made him put that dress on.
Maybe he thought the dress was comfortable.
Exactly, because Chris put him there.
Are you blaming the Kardashians for turning him into a female?
I'm not blaming the Kardashians.
That's not what it sound like.
I'm blaming.
Family Guy don't never be wrong.
I'm blaming.
Family Guy don't be wrong.
I'm blaming the husband and wife dynamic. I'm blaming the husband and wife dynamic on their situation, because Chris had to take over and be that parent to step in when her first husband died, and when he came in, they were good. They were good when he.
You mean so you basically saying her personality was so big?
It was so big
and dominating in their relationship
because look
that it forced him.
Hey, I hate people-
But look at Caitlyn. She's quiet.
People gotta stop acting like he wasn't that dude for a minute though. He was a
He
great
was.
athlete.
He was,
Olympic
but he-
champion.
Yeah, he was a great athlete, man.
But he's a
He was on the
quiet,
Wheaties
timid-
box.
I did
Yes,
some
right.
research.
He was on the box
I
of
mean, I know
Wheaties.
now, but
Yes.
at first I didn't know who he was.
But he's a quiet, timid individual, and Chris is dominant, loud, and makes what she wants. She gets
Hey,
what
I
she
will
wants.
say this. That same thing you said that may have drove him to where he is. It a lot of times that pushes people out, because dog, that can drain the shit out of you. Somebody yelling, always on 10, never calm down, always forceful. Man, that's draining. And to be honest with you, yeah, I can see what you're saying. I can see that dynamic. I can see that.
If you watch all the episodes, you see it. He
I-
did not want to be on camera.
I am not going to
He
watch
barely
somebody
be
else's
on-
life. I refuse.
Understandable, but
Especially
far
at this
as-
point, they reruns.
Far as
I'm not watching reruns of nobody's
I hate
life.
seeing-
far as research goes, that's what you have to do.
But I respect it.
I really
respect
can't
it.
stand seeing rich people do rich shit. I'm a hater when it comes to that. Like, I don't care about your rich problems. Oh, my Versace got stained. Like, I don't care. Like, this is the thing. They need a show about dating while broke. You know what I'm saying? And I want to be the person that's the main character on it, because dating while broke, it's fun, but it's struggle. It's very.
Ooh,
It's
hey,
struggle.
it is so passionate too, though.
It is.
Yeah, it's
very
a
bad.
struggle. You know what it feels like when you meet a woman and she's like, "Well, I don't want to come over your house on the first date, so what can we do?" And you like, the first thing in our mind that clicks is, "Damn, we got to spend some money." But then she'll give us some corny shit. "Oh, let's do some shit that don't require money." We in Jacksonville, like,
Ain't
let's
no
go
shit
to
you can do without
let's go
money,
to the
right?
park. Like,
River walking a bottle.
yeah, we're not doing no shit like that here. So I was like, damn. I tried to think of the cheapest shit ever, which really turns out to be expensive. Let's go to the movies. Not a matinee.
Just a regular movie.
It's a
yeah.
regular movie. Think about how much a movie
Oh, it
costs.
is.
Yeah.
And
I
then she want popcorn on top of that.
I just went to see Creed 2.
Right.
Ran me $36.
And then you go home and you be like, "Oh, I had a good time. You all happy with her?" You get home, you throw your wallet down, you be like,
I got to
damn
push
it.
this dog
I don't know
back.
how. Yeah, I gotta put some. I don't know. I'm gonna eat at lunch at work
Let me see what I
tomorrow.
can work out with this debt collector.
Yeah, man. And it's just like, it's a lot of pressure. And girls will say this: if you broke, you shouldn't be dating. Bitch, you broke too. So, but it's we don't look at it like that. They always look
Listen,
at it like,
it's only a problem. Like, people only have a problem when it's the man dating broke, right? But honestly, women love broke men.
no,
Because he got all the time for them.
there's a lot of broke women out here that's dating while broke too. Why can't we say, women, you're broke too? Why can't you date?
Listen,
You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of broke women out here that's looking to date a nigga with money.
A lot of women have the ideology that as long as I have pussy, that's good enough to bring to the table.
Basically.
That's what it
Because
is.
on social media, you can see them. They look like they're the baddest chicks. They can look bad. They can look bad. All the filters is nice, but
I mean, if you disagree, go ahead, man. I ain't never said I was right about it.
No, he's right because they'll be on there. They say the pussy the greatest. They dress nice. All that. They look. You think that's the baddest chick on social media? You like all her pictures, hard eyes underneath the pictures, all that stupid shit. And then you go over to a crib for the first time and the mattress is on the floor.
Ooh,
God.
my baby with the mattress.
I just thought about somebody who we knew.
The air mattress with the
Oh
headboard.
my God.
Yeah,
She was
man.
on a different type of broke, man.
No, I
Ain't
know.
gonna
We knew somebody who
Because
like
other niggas
legit. Everybody like. If Instagram and shit was up back then, she would have been one of them people, 100,000 followers, this and that, and she literally all her shit was in a Tupperware bin, and she house hopped.
Hold on, you talking
But
about?
not only that,
We'll talk about it off air.
Okay.
I love
I thought her name was a Shinkashay.
I love women. Again, I love women who are natural and who are accepting. Because I can't wear no bald head. I would love to. I wish I had this.
I love rolling out
face
the bed
shape.
and not having shit.
What?
I would love
Shit,
to have the
that's great.
shape, the face to actually rock it, because sometimes when I'm doing a little hoe run and I get up in the morning, I'm like, fuck, I gotta wear a hood or I gotta put a beanie on.
Yes.
Because my head be
No
toe
more walking
up.
chain.
I gotta walk the chain. When they don't have none. But when I tell you about this girl who lived in a Tupperware container, she took her wig off.
Oh
and
my God!
I thought she had some hair. She had none.
Don't make me do this.
None at all.
Did she have alopecia?
No. No, she didn't have no hair, no
You know how they talk
eyebrows.
about when the lace front wigs got really big and everybody had a hairline across their forehead, how people were snatching them off.
It's
and
not
they were snatching
Boomerang.
their hair.
What's that movie? It's not Boomerang. It's it's a famous black movie, and it's with Eddie Murphy in it. And the girl, it might have been,
You talking about?
it might have been coming to America or something, and the girl looked like, what's that doll from?
Cynthia?
She looked like a Cynthia fucking doll.
I
don't know what movie that is.
Honestly,
That's what she looked like.
That's not Eddie Murphy. You're talking
not
about.
Eddie
I'm gonna get you sucker.
Yes.
When she
Yes.
pop off the
When she
wig,
pop
the
off the
boobs,
wig.
the leg, yeah.
And the
I'm gonna get you
fingernails,
sucker.
that was her. But she was cool, nice person. She was a little crazy. She was a lot crazy. But when she took her wig off, I didn't say nothing.
I told you the old girl looked like Don King when she bought that wig.
Right. But these are the same women that's calling these are the same women that's calling niggas broke though. These are the same women that go on rants calling niggas broke though.
Okay, so what is the definition of broke?
To me, broke is a state of mind, baby. Even when
It
I'm broke,
is.
I'm
It is
rich.
a state of mind.
You can't tell me nothing till it's time.
No. I will say this. No.
Exactly.
Actually,
I need you guys to break it
no.
down a
Being
little bit.
broke is your liquid assets. How much money do you actually have? Being poor is a state of mind.
All right, Stefan Farrakhan.
Because there's some
I feel
people,
like- yeah.
there's some
No, there's some
people who
people that-
are like legit poor, but you would never think in a million years because they know how to make the most of that situation. And there are a lot of people who are quote unquote broke who could flip that shit like that. You get them $1, by tomorrow they gonna have 1,000. So it's like I don't think it's really a mindset as far as that one goes.
Well, there's some people that consider $100 in their bank.
I know
But
what
that
I'm
just-
trying
that
to
just-
say.
that just-
I know I get the concept. But I
Because what
can't
I'm saying
say it out.
is, poor is just. What I'm saying, when you're broke, that's just your current situation.
Okay, that
So
makes
once,
sense.
once you get some money, okay,
Yeah,
I
I'm
got
on
this
board.
money now. I can flip that. I can
I'm
make
on
something
board.
work.
I'm
One thing I
on board
wish
now.
people would stop saying, that because they don't have a lot of money in a savings account or in a checking account, but their bills are paid, but
Yes.
you're not fucking broke.
Yeah,
Not
you're
you're
responsible.
carrying your
Bills are
responsibilities.
paid.
I agree.
No reason you're not broke.
That's what
I
I was
agree.
trying to get at, because although, like, for one, women can pay for dates too, whether it's their first date or not. Like, I just feel like in this day and age, like, women can pay too. Because we look at it as the man.
Save for the people in the back,
Should.
sis.
You know, coming up
Look,
with this like
piggybacking on her, honestly, in my opinion, when it comes to paying for dates, whoever makes the suggestion, whoever's making the plan
Boom.
is the one who's.
And it's always the woman that's asking,
Exactly.
that's asking to go
seriously.
out.
If I
But
say,
they'll never
hey,
wanna
what
pay.
you doing? Hey, I want to go to Top Golf.
Hey.
If I initiate it, I feel like I should have to pay.
Exactly.
The initiator.
I wish more women thought like y'all, because they don't.
Hey, dead real.
I ain't got nothing to say about
I had this one girl who was
that.
notorious for asking me to go places. Hey, let's do this, this, that, third. Then I'm like, all right, cool. let's go. Then I was like, hey, send me the money for the tickets. Hold on. Hold on. I thought this was your idea.
Right.
But you know, sometimes you are talking to somebody or in a relationship with somebody and they're not as outgoing, then it's like, okay, you feel like it's up to you to kind of bring these ideas up. But there should nothing be wrong with, you know, splitting it or one doing it, you do it this time, I'll do it this time. What a lot of women try to do is keep that spark up. Like they know, okay, if I get bored with him, I really, really like him. But if I get bored, like it's gonna be nothing. You know, you want to keep that flow going. So you want to do fun stuff. You try to push them to be more outgoing.
So do you believe that if a man is broke, he shouldn't be dating, or is like a guy could meet you and he's a good guy?
I think you should date regardless of where you are at life.
I feel that way too, but it's like
I feel like it's got to do with the
y'all as a
mentality
woman
of the
dating a
person.
broke man, dating a broke man as a woman is like
You can be rich and have everything.
It's conflicting because as a father, I would like my daughter to date someone who is established or at least has potential. You feel what I'm saying?
But you can't base off potential. I like ambition because ambition he's going to go out and do.
Oh, you preaching that.
Now, when it comes to potential, you can't. I am not me personally. I ain't gonna marry nobody with no fucking potential.
But hold on. But ambition is a characteristic, and
it is a characteristic. But
I think the main thing is there are a lot of people who have a lot of potential, but if they're not being consistent about reaching and putting in the action that goes with that potential, they're just always gonna have potential.
But you know what?
But I see ambition as you're doing it, you're moving forward with it, you're actually putting investments aside, money aside. Like, okay, I want this to happen. You're trying to negotiate, make network. You're doing something. When I see potential, you're not doing it.
And you know what? Potential is a dangerous word.
Yes,
I'm glad you said that. Add it to my list of dangerous words. I'll get on that later.
You know, and it's like having potential is not bad.
No.
Not using it is bad.
It's like procrastination.
It's a gamble.
But this is the thing.
Same
It's always magnified on what we bring to the table as men. And that's right. We're supposed to be the providers. We're supposed to be the seekers. But we don't want no woman that can't bring nothing else to match what we got. And that's what's really going on.
But you're not going to see that a lot nowadays because a lot of women, the more rights we push, we're doing just as good as you guys, as men. And we are getting paid just almost the same amount as men.
Black women and black men. This doesn't go on in any other community.
Right.
That's why it's so confusing. White men get paid more on average for the same job than their white counterparts.
They know how to
that's just what it is.
It happens in the white community too. It does.
Where they get paid the same amount?
It's not as often, yes. So
statistics show that a white man with a high school degree gets paid as much as a black man with a 4-year degree.
Yes, but what I'm saying is it depends on where they're working, and what field they're in. If you look at the sports entertainment industry, none of the women are getting paid as much as the men are. And that's black, white, even the black and white men.
When you get into sports, I can see why.
Can I say that? Can I say
I
this
have
though?
a homegirl that is.
It's not because the women aren't working as. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
All right. I felt like when you talk about sports, I feel like it's a little different because it's about what you can leverage.
Right.
You talking about these companies are paying more. Like ESPN is paying more to show the NBA game. So that TV deal is going to be worth more than what it is for the women's. That is what it is because they get higher viewers. So that means that's what people want to see. That's not even discrimination. That's just a statistical business deal.
But they like to see the women too. I see the women get more views or get more talked about too just by talking to some of the players on the floor. But they're not.
But those are news reporters. Those are not the athletes.
I wasn't talking about the athletes. I was saying sportscasters. They don't get as much.
That's not what
I thought you was comparing the NBA to WNBA or
no,
something
I wasn't
like
talking
that.
about far as that. I was just
like
saying, far as different fields and depending on what you're doing, sportscasters, far as men and women get paid less, even though that women might know just as much as the men do. But if you think about it, men who drink booze, even in the commercials, you see women with titties.
I mean, that's a marketing tactic, though.
That is a marketing
That's
tactic.
different.
The same thing as them. I see more women. If I watch a game or two, I see a lot of the
But I'll say this.
are women.
But I'll say
don't
this.
see a lot of men
I'll say this.
anymore.
When Cardi B who doesn't have to have her titties out, doesn't have to have her ass out, but does it because Nick, you know it's gonna get more clickbait if you do. So you can use it for your benefit, but then you say, oh, we're being exploited when a man does it. That's kind of like contradicting. That's just sex sales. That's what that is.
I see what you mean, but then I was raised on Eve. So I see what you mean, but I was raised on Eve. So,
Go ahead and explain what that
like
means.
Eve the rapper?
Explain what that means.
She didn't show too much skin.
She was also part of one of the biggest rap groups at the moment, well, rap labels at the moment. You were in the likes of DMX and shit like that. You don't have to show.
You grew up on
She still was.
you grew up on Eve. There was also like you said, there was MC Light. There was also MC Light, and it was Queen Latifah.
I wasn't disagreeing with you, but I'm just saying I grew up on
I'm not disagreeing at all.
and I see them covered up. So it's just like, yeah, it is.
But for every woman that you had that was covered up, there was a woman that wasn't around the same area though.
I actually
that's
agree.
fine. But still, like, why can't we as sportscasters can't get the same amount?
I don't even know if that's true.
I don't either.
I don't. So
Because we just had what's her name? What's her name just got that big deal? What's her name just got that big deal? Jamel Hill, right?
Jamel, yeah, she just had that huge deal before she got fired.
Say still.
She fought for it though.
I'm gonna rewind back to the top of the whole why about who's supposed to pay and everything. I think a lot of it, how you was talking about how times are changing, you know, women having more rights and stuff. I think a lot of issue comes with you want to hold on to the old traditions of the old way where women did not have a means of providing for themselves. Mm-hmm. You want to hold on to that tradition of people doing stuff for you in a time when women couldn't do anything. But now because women are capable of being able to produce or provide something, you should be putting back in, because the thing is, back then the men always treated because women didn't get paid. Only men did.
That's because women were.
So that's the reason why it was the way it is. But now, since you are getting paid also, you want to get the money like the man does, you should have to accept the roles that they did too.
Yeah, but a lot of people want the equal pay, but don't want.
No, I'm talking about as far as like paying for dates and women just wanting a man to do everything. It's like you can't ask for all the same benefits without the responsibility.
Yeah, I can't stand a woman that has expectations of shit that she can't even manage herself.
I feel like men should have higher standards.
Go ahead. Speak.
What makes you say that?
Because I know how you guys is basically saying like she feels like, oh, because she give out pussy, like y'all accept it.
Yes.
And you guys settle just as well because you're getting pussy. So
Yes.
you guys should have higher standards of who you date. Because you can be broke and have a successful relationship. It's all about what you attract.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you can go
I
ahead.
ain't cutting you off.
No,
I want to hear the rest of it before I
pretty
rebuttal.
much what I was saying. Until you rebuttal, then I'll come back.
Okay. All right. Okay, because you talk about dating broke.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, when you dating broke, you really ain't that selective. Let's be honest. You gonna get whoever. It's like them dudes in jail who just meeting up with girls online. You gonna get whoever trying to listen to you.
That's not true. You don't say,
That
hello,
is
I'm
true.
broke. What's your name? Like, you don't say that. Like, when you meet a person, they don't know each other.
Eventually,
I disagree.
hey, dog, when you talking to a chick, eventually, in the first hour, if y'all actually having like a actual conversation over the phone, what you do for a living is gonna come up.
I try to
That doesn't mean you're
avoid
broke.
that question.
But if you don't have a job, then yeah, I'm talking about being unemployed.
Yeah.
That's when I was doing all my fucking. I didn't have a job. I'm serious, because I had time.
I
could make time for anybody I wanted to. You popping up to a job with some lunch you made at the house. Oh yeah, here you go. Yeah, I like you. Because I had time.
And you could cook, so.
What I'm gonna say is like, my whole spill on it all is like, if you're gonna ask for something, you better be able to match what you're asking for. Mm-hmm. And that's the problem. A lot of people are demanding stuff that they can't even bring to the table themselves.
Like
it comes where we start to question: do you want a partner or do you want a helper? You know
right.
Like, do you want me to be a partner or do you want help? Just if you want help, just say that. But don't say you want a man. It's always when you ain't got shit. That's when they want to start bashing everybody else because they think people should do for them. I'm mad because I ain't got shit and these men ain't doing nothing for me, so they ain't shit. What's the logic in that?
Right, but I think it's like a frustration, right? Because if you're a single mom with multiple kids and you're struggling because your baby daddies aren't doing nothing, and then you got these dudes who want pussy, all they want is pussy, and you be like, man, I don't really have time for that. Are you gonna actually be invested in what I got going on? And then sometimes it comes off as, hey, they just want the money. You know what I'm saying? So it comes off as how you say, just leave the money on the nightstand type situation.
Yeah, because women, I hate that term. I don't fuck for free.
Right.
That sounds like prostitution.
Like, and then like if you got I got multiple kids, I need help raising them, so I can't fuck with no broke nigga.
But at the end of the day, it's not that person. The children that you have nothing to do with that person.
Exactly.
That's that sense of entitlement that people have because I'm in a fucked up situation because of something that I had a hand in creating.
What's that one word you use? I like it. What's that?
Yeah.
I did.
Accountability.
Right? Okay, yeah, I like that word. Yeah.
Yeah, because women say they want to date a dude with money, but they don't understand. That's his money. That's the key word. That's his money. When he leave your ass, he leaves with his money. You gonna still be broke.
When getting rich, the objective is to keep your money.
Right. So when he leaves your ass, that's why I don't understand. Women will go chase a nigga that got money every day, right? Then they get that nigga with money. As soon as they gone, you back to being that broke chick to before he met you. He's gonna leave with his money. So why are you counting another nigga pockets? So I don't understand why are they so hard up with guys with money when it's not.
But honestly, like, if you do find this guy with money, you have to use it as an advantage. Because if he's in your, what good dude that you with that has money is not gonna help you get on your feet. It's not gonna encourage you to do better and push you.
Like, I can see if you make out with a situation with learning how he made his money.
Right.
Like him teaching you something, helping you get a trade, helping you go to school. If you didn't get nothing out of it, then you just a chick that was looking for handouts and the benefits of being with him at that moment. As soon as he tired of your ass, you broke again.
So you're poor again. Because if I give you a poor person, you can give a poor person $10,000, they'll be broke by next week.
Yeah.
So it's like, it comes to a point where it's like, it's kind of sad though. Like, because when have women became so comfortable asking dudes that's not their man for money? You know what I'm saying? Like, what you have to be either you're a real confident person,
it's not even that,
or you just don't give a fuck.
It's not even that. The fact is glorified. It is glorified now.
Yeah. And that's the sad thing. What's your cash app? You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga want to talk to me, he want to slide my DM, he better slide my DM with some cash app.
That's what I was about to say.
Honestly,
it's social media for one that plays a part. Everyone feels as if because of what someone else posts, like basically everyone lives their life based off of everyone else's social media life.
And that social media shit is an illusion. Like, there's people I know that pump fake every day on social media.
Wouldn't you just talk about that though?
Yeah, pump fake. No, she said if social media existed back then, the person she knew.
People.
Okay.
But like people.
Well, technically, it is the same thing. It's just she was doing it before there was Instagram.
Man, that pump faking shit on social media, it's all an illusion. Because when you think, when you think about social media, right? It's like, it's highlights. Nobody's gonna post when they're down, when they're struggling on there for everybody to see. But you're gonna see them when they're having fun, when they get money, when they're in a happy relationship. You're not gonna see that. Damn, he beating her ass at home. You ain't gonna see, damn, I'm sleeping on my mattress at home. You ain't gonna see that. All you gonna see is the happy moments, the highlights, everything. And people are really getting jealous of other people's illusions on Facebook.
Can I say something though?
Other people's highlights.
There's a part of me that's okay with that.
Why?
Like I don't want to see your lowlights. Really, I don't. Like, I've seen people post about, I'm thinking about contemplating suicide, and it's uncomfortable. I don't want to see it. And of course, at a discernment, you hit them up and you show like, hey, that's not the only way. But that is not what you want to see.
I feel like it's necessary though. The reason why I feel like it is necessary for more of the downs to be posted is because if you keep seeing, okay, this is good, this is what's perfect, this is what's right, and you're doing everything you feel is right, and you keep having the low moments before the triumph, if you're not used to seeing low moments before triumph, you're just gonna assume, well, damn, I'm just fucking up. What's the point? And that's what throws people into that pit of turmoil and depression and all that stuff, because they're thinking, oh, I'm just not doing it right, it's not for me. But it's just, that's not something that's being shown to you. It's like being intentionally misled and not being told the whole story.
And like that social media stuff is easy to speak on, because I found myself at one point, I graduated college, couldn't get a job, right? So I'm like, damn, I got a degree, and everybody looking at me like, oh, you graduated honors, blah, blah, blah. They thinking that I made it because I have a degree, but they don't understand. Once you get a degree, it doesn't guarantee us a job. Mm-hmm. Not unless we went into a field when we got certified.
So let me ask y'all this, okay? Do y'all think black men and black women have given up on each other?
I think they're just frustrated with each other and don't know how to get around that.
Okay. How you feel?
You can't speak for everyone, but for me, yep.
No, what? She asked the question.
I have, given up, yes.
You giving up? Why?
Really?
Because fucking unorganized. I think both parties are seeking control. Most black men want women to submit, but they don't know how to lead in order for a woman to submit. Girl, hallelujah. So I just feel, and this is just like me being personal, I just feel like, I think I have.
Are you basing this on a whole general,
general things that
general statement of black men?
I have my own experience, and then things that I see. Like I sit back, I look, I watch, I listen. And I mean,
it's funny how y'all see the negative in men, but
I see positive too. But
so
at the end of the day,
does the negative outweigh the positive?
It depends on what, but
no, because I hear this and it's frustrating. You know why it's frustrating? Because women base this off men that they deal with, and majority of niggas they dealt with wasn't shit in the first place. You wouldn't be saying this if you came across a good man, a good black man at that. So if you're basing this off the last fuck nigga you dealt with, then the last fuck nigga you dealt with, then yeah, I can see how you frustrated.
Okay, so what defines a good black man?
What defines? That's the answer you should be asking.
That's just a good man.
I mean, in general,
it doesn't have to be a good black man. It should be a good man.
But she does have a good point. I would like to hear y'all opinion on what.
Okay, Can I say something? Can I do my little spiel real quick? All right, well, we go through this rundown. Okay, I do feel like black men and black women have given up on each other to a certain extent. I really do. Reason being because we haven't been able to be the good man. The good man gives you three things: provision, profession, protection, and providing. We have not been able to do these things for about 400 years now. Actually, next year makes 400 years since the first black person has touched down on the United States, Jamestown, Virginia, 1619. Okay, the whole entire time we've been fighting, and we've progressed sometimes. Sometimes we fight just to keep what we got. You see what I'm saying? So, and then, okay, like I just mentioned earlier, black men and black women pretty much get paid the same. A lot of times are out-earned by our women, right? Only ethnic group that happens to. Think it's a coincidence. Think it's by accident. No, it's not the black woman's problem at all. But it is going on. No one else is dealing with that problem that we're dealing with. Okay, so you want to lead a nigga that you making more money than? It's kind of hard to ask, right?
No.
All right, another thing. For 400 years, we haven't been able to protect our women. Like historically, black women have been victimized, raped. We haven't been able to protect you. Like literally, you can go to the early 1940s, or you can go back to the slavery where we were marrying our wives and secretly marrying our wives and had to sit there and watch a slave owner rape our wives. So no, we haven't been able to protect you. We haven't been able to provide for you. Only thing we can do is tell you how much we love you. Tell you how special you are. Tell you that the black woman is the most greatest thing that the guy has ever created. That's all we can do.
Okay, so I don't mean to cut you off, but like we are not our ancestors, so they could do that back then. You have the ability, and you can still do that now. Like,
look, I'm not making excuses.
I think right now I'm kind of on his side with this one because the whole thing is, it's like, I think the reason why a lot of people do decide, you know what, fuck black men, fuck black women, is because they're not actually chasing an appearance. They're chasing the values that were never taken away from other races. Because it's like, when you look at white people, nothing drastic has happened to be able to take those values that they are handing down to the further generations that we're in now. Asians, Latinos, whatever, they still have those. They know how to do it. You can't get mad at somebody for not knowing how to do something. If you raise a lion in captivity, all their children for 400 years in captivity, and then you set this cub out in the wild, they haven't learned anything. They're not going to be able to survive out in the wild because they've been stripped of their consequences. Or not consequences, but they're, you get what I'm saying.
No, I get what you're saying.
I can't think of the word right now, but I think that's what the whole thing is. It's like people are chasing those values that you just said, but they're not really being conscious of, this is something that has been completely removed almost from the black culture. It has. It's been basically removed. And even today, it's like people have kids. You need to, it's like people have kids. Even if the father is in the life, but you know you're struggling because you're not getting paid how you're supposed to, the state requires you to put a man on child support before they will even offer to give your kid any assistance. And that's just for medical. You have to. Even though you can say, well, no, they're doing everything we need to. I just want to get health insurance for my child. Nope, you got to put them on child support. So it's like, even today, you're still dealing with a lot of stuff that's constantly, forcefully in place to keep people from being able to mend the stuff and try to replace the things and try to rebuild, okay, because all we can do is mimic what we see other people doing.
I got two angles to go on this one.
All right.
And Carmen said we're not like our ancestors, but we're an extension of our ancestors.
We're
still dealing with stuff that is a trickle-down effect from what has happened with our ancestors. Mm-hmm. Historically, the black man has been taken out of the home, whether it's through incarceration, through death, or through just being separated for whatever reason to tear down the black families. When we think about the concept of the projects, right? A black man couldn't live in the same house in Section 8 as the mother. You couldn't. You couldn't have men in the house.
No,
you could not have a man in the house.
You cannot have a man in the house.
That alone is breaking up the home, right? We have number two. We have black men are incarcerated by a disproportionate rate more than white men for the same crimes, right? So that's removing them from the home. I'm a product of a father that has been incarcerated in and out, raised by a single mom. Think about all of us men that are raised by single moms. My mom did great by us. I'm good. I turned out to be fine. But think about the number of men that did it, that's out here winging it and figuring it out. Now, my mom could give me all the values, could instill all the values in me and teach me how to be a good man, but let's be honest, a woman cannot teach a man how to be a man. Mm-hmm. So put yourself in my shoes. Now we have to grow up through life figuring it out. And now you're telling us, oh, just be a man. You should be able to know how to do this. You should know how to do that. When they're really trying to find their way through life. So I don't think y'all get that. Instead, y'all will belittle and bash and be like, I'm giving up on y'all. I'm ready to go date outside my race.
I don't think we'll be giving up if communication. If you don't, you have to communicate. If you're not going to be able to communicate, how you expect us not to understand where you're coming from? We're fighting together. You're not the only one fighting. We're fighting too.
No, you know why? You don't put us in women alone, black women. Y'all don't give us a point to where we communicate, because it's either
not every black woman.
Can you elaborate? I'm a little confused.
Okay, I can elaborate on that, because now if you put yourself in a position where you're a man that knows how to communicate and you want to sit down and have a talk, your frustration will not allow it, because you're at the point where, well, you don't just see it my way. Well, you don't see it my way. You never see it my way. And then if he has anything to say to you, you're blocking out. And then if a guy wants to be a person that speaks up and you speak your mind like a strong man, it's now looked at as being arrogant, as being cocky, or being overbearing. And then on another note, if he's opening up to you, then he's looking at it as being soft or too sensitive. So where can we win?
You can win. It's just all about maturity too. Mm-hmm. If a person who's mature and they understand, they're going to be quiet sometimes. And then at the point, if you're arguing and y'all know y'all both not listening to each other, it comes to a point, okay, let's separate. Then we'll come back and then we can actually sit down and have a conversation.
That sounds good in theory.
I think right now I'm still in the boat with them right now, because even what Saran just said, it's like, I know a lot of people who I've been told, because I know a lot of guys that I'm real cool with, and they just be like, look, I just don't open up, because the last time I opened up to somebody, as soon as she got mad at me, she twisted what I said. Ooh, I just spit a lot. She twisted what I said. She twisted what I said, and then she ran off with it, and now it's like, oh, soft ass nigga, you be doing this, you be crying and doing this and that. And like you said, really, black men are not allowed to express their emotions, even though it's something that's completely normal, and that is a part of communication. Emotion is probably the biggest part of communication, because that just goes to show you're not just talking out your ass, you mean it.
As black people, we're faced with a lot of trauma, period. Black women and black men. black men, we face a lot of trauma alone. I'm 28 years old. My mom still has to check on me to make sure that I made it home safe because she's in fear that a cop could pull me over and kill me.
Yeah.
Or like a mom's job is never done because she's always gonna not go to sleep easy if we're not home safe.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And that's just because of the trauma of being a black man. And constantly we make jokes, there's memes on it, it's all in good nature and fun, but for every joke there's some truth in it.
You have to laugh
And
at the fact.
unfortunately, with the jokes that's being made, we now see how personal it's going. You ever seen that chick that's on Facebook that every post she's making it's a men bashing thing?
No.
And you be like, I have.
No,
I've been like,
are you talking about a specific
Facebook.
person or just a post?
No,
in
we're
general?
talking about people. Like,
Oh, okay,
you go
okay,
down your
okay.
timeline.
I'd be like, damn, who hurt you? I'd be like, damn, who hurt you? But it's like, why has it become now when you're frustrated because of whatever nigga you dealt with or whatever, now it's the whole general population of men ain't shit. I don't understand that.
But that's the same thing with anything, because like as unfair as it may be, people only go off their own experiences, right? Mm-hmm. Like, okay, black, white people, like we live in a world in a place where white people don't have to see black people if they choose not to. There are places they can go where they don't have to interact with black people every day. And there's some people who are born in places like that. And then when they see a black person, they don't know how to appropriately interact with them and have a bad experience. And they're like, oh, you know what? I don't like black people. They're all assholes. Right? Mm-hmm. So off their one experience, they are saying, I don't like black people. That happens. Mm-hmm. And it's the same thing. Well, I've dealt with black men. They treated me bad, so I'm saying black men ain't shit. Niggas ain't shit. And that's what happens.
I don't think everyone say that. I think most black women like
Man,
to
if
see
you don't
what
speak
other-
up with your
Carmen,
grown ass.
but look at this, Carmen, in your same voice earlier you said you're done. You think you're done with black
That's
men.
me though. That's my personal
Based on your-
opinion.
based on your
it's just
personal
because I want
experiences,
something new. I want something different.
The White House thing.
I just want to get to the
Thank you.
point.
I
I just want to get to the point of what's
I don't
driving
know.
you to say that. Is it, I just want something new, or is it really that there is really a problem that you see with black men? With your personal
I think
experience?
a better question is, are you looking to date outside of your race because of the traits that you feel are attached to the race, or are you looking to date outside of your race just because
You're attracted to them.
you're attracted to them?
Yeah,
Because
don't make it
if
seem like black men.
No, I'm just
attracted
saying
to
because if
anyone
it's
outside of my race,
physical
so I would say
attraction,
maybe
you
traits.
can't put that in the same boat as, okay, I don't want to date black people because a lot of black men tend to generally have these traits versus, hey, I just find you physically attractive because I'm greedy. I like them all. If you look good, you look good. I don't care what you are.
But
She said traits.
two things, right? Because like historically, the black man has been removed from the household, right? And you talked about those things that black men need to learn. Okay, like we say this all the time. Women want a finished product.
Right.
Unfortunately, I didn't have my dad around. You didn't have your dad around.
Right.
It's not everything your mama can teach you. So it's things. There's little nuances about being a man that you don't know until you're in a relationship and your woman tells you, why aren't you doing this? Or why didn't you do that? Oh, the man's supposed to pump the gas. You know, I was 28 years old and didn't know that I was supposed to pump the gas. I was 28. It's just a year ago. I didn't know. It's not that I wasn't willing. It's just ignorance. You feel me?
Some black men are really winging life and
We really are winging it because we don't know.
I do believe that black women can build them a good man.
Yes.
But I think it's going to take patience, and then on top of that, it's just going to take communication and a man who's willing to learn. But then also a man who's willing to be honest and say, okay, this is where I am at. But I think women, we do it some women, not all, they actually profess into their men. I know women who pray over their men when they're asleep and profess to them every day. Profess to them every day. Now, if they're listening, you will start seeing little changes. No, Rome wasn't built in one day. We understand that. But black women, like I'm saying, we're literally fighting. We are fighting for our black men. But there has just been a lot of disappointments because we put a lot of effort. I think women put a lot of effort into anything that they do. Their kids, their lifestyle, we try to keep it maintained. If we profess in something that we believe in, we want to see it succeed. But it's disappointing when we get in an argument and we can't even be honest with each other, and you lying to me in my face, and you already know what I know. Yeah, there's going to be a time that you're going to be fed up and you're going to give up.
I'm gonna ask you this
because you don't see it in yourself, just like potential. I can see potential in you already.
I would concede that. But and it brings me to my next question. When is it okay for a man to open up and show his emotion in a relationship?
Whenever he feels like
it.
There is no right
You should
or wrong
never be
time.
afraid. If I could fuck you raw and we could try shit in the bedroom, if I'm cooking in the kitchen, you come up and you kiss me or something, why should you be afraid to ever do that?
I mean,
that's
anything of that nature?
Because like we don't admit it, but there's this perception of black men where we're supposed to be super masculine, super hard, nothing's supposed to faze us. You don't cry, you don't flinch. But I look around and I notice that's only with us. That doesn't happen in other communities. Other people talk about how they feel, right? Mm-hmm. So it's kind of weird. And it's like, and then if you open up and you start crying, it's like, oh, this nigga, oh, bitch ass nigga. I couldn't even respect him after that. He was crying, talking about his daddy left him when he was 5. Like, what kind of bitch ass nigga crying over some shit when he was 5?
I think that's just ignorant.
That shit,
I think that's ignorant, man.
But that's real.
Even thugs who've been to jail, thugs are not even thugs. Real men in general, men, period. There's always going to be a time where you're brokenhearted, somebody done died, like you're going to cry, you're going to express yourself because you're not going to be able to help it. Mm-hmm. But there's always going to be a woman or somebody to be there to catch you.
Not always. I feel like women, like their mothers, they don't instill into them also the things that we should be or how we should be. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
that's true.
We're ignorant as well. Like some things we don't know. Like like for example, I had to learn this on my own. Like even being married, like I didn't know the whole emotional stuff. Like I just felt like men should just always fucking be strong. Like I mean, I felt the same way before too. So because my mom, she never told me that. And for one, my mom was bitter when her and my dad got a divorce. So I didn't get to see, like she basically went. She didn't go from God to God.
It's just like you.
I didn't get to see.
I've heard people. I've heard people joke about. I've heard a comedian joke about this, but it's so true. Where he'd be like, "Well, the girl and the dude break up," and she'd be like, "All right, Tyrone. Well, next time you decide to kill yourself, don't fucking call me." Like,
yeah, and that
shit really
it's not
gets
cool.
thrown back in your face.
They do.
My thing is, man,
because we be hurt too, and we don't know how to express ourselves.
Well, something else too, because like kind of on a opposite, similar end of the spectrum, I grew up in a house full of women. There are no men, none. And it's like most of my family is older. Like I'd say probably about 80% of my mom's side of the family, they're at least 60, and all the men have literally died off. So it's really a bunch of women. So it's like, a lot of times people will tell me, dang, you could let me do something for you, and I'm not doing it to be disrespectful or rude or to try to be overly controlling. It's just, I always grew up around women. There were no men to do stuff for us, so we were taught how to do everything because it's always women. So naturally, I'm used to doing stuff on my own. If I need something done, even like heavy stuff, putting stuff together, all kind of stuff like that. I just do it on my own naturally because that's how I was raised.
I think my view is more...
And it gets misinterpreted a lot.
My view is just in between. I've seen both. I was blessed to have 2 dads. So my biological father, he didn't work at all, but he always wanted to instill in me and always tell me, okay, a man should do this. A man should pump your gas. If we're walking down the street, you should always be in the inside of the sidewalk and the man should always be on the outside. But then I looked at a lot of the women too in my family. We're all girls, but none of my mom got a divorce when she was, I think she was in her 20s. She got a divorce, and she has not had a man since. Same thing as my auntie and my grandmother. They all have no man. But my sister, she's married. She don't want to be married right now, but she's married, and then she has that fear too. Will I be single like my mom for the rest of my life? And then I have on her dad's side of the family, which is my second dad, all their women, they have been married or they still have a man, but they control their men. And then you have the men who get with women who are opposite of us and who are submissive, but real submissive. Like I believe that,
like footstool submissive,
almost footstool submissive. Like they talk in California, they're really aggressive and they talk aggressive. So when you meet certain women, they feel like, okay, I don't want to argue with you all the time. I want you to do what the fuck I told you to do, and I want to go out, and your ass stay at home. You ain't finna talk to me like that. Not at all. You ain't finna talk to me like that. I'm going where the fuck I want to go. You can do you, and I'm gonna do me too. But still, I see both parts. I seen a man cry and be like, okay, and then I seen a woman, also hold it and be like, okay, well, let's try to figure it out together. So I actually see what I do want when I get married. But it's different, like what you say. Like, it's totally different from if you don't know. What if you don't know? What if you have not experienced that? What have you not, if you haven't seen both sides? And to get a full understanding of how it should be or what marriage should be like. Like, we don't have that a lot in the culture.
And I just want to get to this point. All women say they want a good man. But what do y'all typically go for? When y'all attract men, when y'all look for the man that y'all want, and there's a difference of what y'all say, what y'all really want, and what y'all really end up with.
Because it's a primitive part of what you want still. Like, you still want that with you still want to eat with your eyes, so to, metaphorically speaking, right? So you see something good, you still want it. That's men and women. So I think so we look at these values, but these values aren't what attracts us. Let's be honest.
I just feel like it's kind of ironic that women would be like, oh, I want a good man. I want a man that do this or blah, blah, blah. The man that typically does that, in y'all eyes, y'all see him as being corny. So y'all go for everything that's the opposite of what y'all say that y'all want. And then complain when that person is not the person that it turned out to be. I don't get that. Because for the guy that's the do-good guy, that makes sure he embodying every value as a man, he's looked at as the corny guy. He's not so cool. He's lame. But that cool dude, that's kind of cute to y'all. He dressed fresh. Got some J's on his feet.
He's fun. He gives that edge, whatever y'all are turned on by that. Oh my God, he's so fun. Think about the celebrities and rappers y'all see on TV. Oh my God, he's so fun. And he could be a total asshole. But y'all are attracted to everything that has nothing to do with what y'all say y'all values are. It's kind of like a walking contradiction. You know what I'm saying? And then complain when that guy's not. Then complain when that guy's not.
The reason why I say it depends is because it's really got to do with the person, whatever female you're talking about who has their list of traits. It matters where their head is, because it's like there are some people who literally the first thing they mark off on the checklist, because everybody has some sort of checklist when it comes to appearance, your habits, your traits, so forth and so on. What the important thing is, how do you rank that? Like, if the appearance is at the top, you have to be doing this, you got to be dressing like that, and that's more important than how somebody treats you and how you feel around them mentally, then that's you just fucked up as a person. It's got to do with how you order those traits. Because obviously, if I'm not attracted to you, it's not going to work. We're visual, like you said. It's not gonna work, so that's gonna be something big. But it's like
he can be cute and be shit.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I say appearance is always gonna be the first thing that attracts you.
I want to run it down a little bit.
Okay.
Reason why I just trying to go what you're saying.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So like I said, we eat with our eyes, right?
Yeah.
So you see this nice food and it's all laid out. It looks good. You see it. That's the first thing you do, because we eat with our eyes. We're creatures. That's how we work. All right, but you see the stew over here. Now the stew is complete, a balanced meal. Everything is in it. It doesn't look good, but everything is in it. We will pass over it to go with what we see with our eyes. That's just how we operate.
The difference with that is because, in my experience, from what I've learned about myself, there are 3 things that will keep me with the person.
Ooh, go ahead,
if
preach.
one of those 3 things is missing, it's not gonna work.
Go ahead, preach.
You have to be, 1, I have to be attracted to you physically. 2, you have to keep me happy sexually. 3, you have to keep me occupied mentally. If any of those things are missing, I'm gonna find a supplement in another person.
Goddamn, you cold.
No,
it's not even about being
I mean, it's true though.
Because
it's
personally, relationships are a last resort for me, because it is so hard to find someone and know, okay, I really think this is what I want. That's just how I am. I'm indecisive, so I avoid relationships. But when I am meeting people, getting to know people, that's something. It's like, look, if I notice one of these 3 things are missing, I'll bring it to your attention. I'll try to be like, hey, can we try this? Suggest ways to try to fix it just to see how it works out. But if it doesn't happen, 1, I'm already not in a relationship. Hey, I know somebody, let's say, okay, yes, sex is banging, you bomb as fuck, but you dumber than a box of rocks. Guess what? After I get done fucking you, I'm gonna call the person who, let's talk about life, let's talk about business and stuff like that.
I would hate to be that guy answering that phone.
Women do that.
Damn, I hate
No, but the thing is, I would never
They'll
do
get
it in a
from the
deceptive
ancient
way, though.
dude,
See, I
and
would
then
never
go
do
kick
it.
it with the guy
No,
that's
I would
real
never
talk
do
all
it
the
in a deceptive way. I will tell you straight up, hey, are you messing with anybody else? Yes, I am fucking somebody else. But at the end of the day, it's like, whatever that purpose is for a person, I'm going to tell you, hey, look, this is what I feel like you're doing for me. Is that cool?
And then say
And you can say yes or no. If you're not cool with it, okay, I respect that.
And then in that same breath say you want a good man.
No, I never said that. That's the reason why I said I don't get into relationships. I'm talking about, that's something else.
But there's women that saying what you're saying and still ask for a good man.
Oh, yeah. Agreed.
Yes.
Agreed.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you gave your 3 things you said you need, right?
Yes.
No compromise. Now,
No.
with those 3 things that you said you need, what things
Amen.
what things can you say you can give? What things can you give that will be valuable to a man?
I'm
What
gonna
makes
do
you?
the same
What will
thing.
make you such of a good catch?
It depends on what he.
It depends on
What
what
makes
you
you a
want.
good catch, Carmen?
Shit, I'm just me.
You sound like. Never mind.
Hey, but okay, because you listed a list of supplements of things that you want from a man. You had did that earlier, and it just brings me to this question: does would a different religion be a deal breaker for you?
No.
No.
Wow.
No.
The reason why I
Not
say
at
no
all.
is
You
because
respect
honestly,
mine, I respect
I
yours.
really don't even align myself as being Christian. I do believe in a higher power, but it's just there are so many traits and values that overlap across so many religions. It's just
Right.
okay, in Christianity, you have God, you have the angels, you have Jesus, you have prophets. But then if you look way back at Greek mythology, they had multiple gods. No. Zeus was the god of all gods. Then you had different gods that handled different things. Hear me out. What if Zeus is the equivalent of our God and the other gods that are beneath Zeus are the equivalent of our angels?
Exactly.
So there are so many different religions that overlap in that sense. That's why I say, as long as the common good
Can I tell
and
you the
common factor
difference?
is to do good,
Can I tell you the difference?
I'm probably not going to care, but yeah.
Okay. I was saying, but Greek mythology was just how they explained how things work because
Yeah.
they didn't actually have science at the time. So,
But
go
even
ahead. But I get the point you're making.
right. No, seriously, if you
who's
look
to say
at the
science is
different-
right? You're right.
Yeah.
Who knows?
But I'm just saying, if you look at mythology,
we ain't get
if you look at
A lot of science is hypothetical.
what's it called? Muslim. Like if you look at all the different mythologies and religions per se, they do all overlap. The end of the day is do common good, be your best self. That's what it really boils down to.
Honestly, as far as relationships and religion, I don't think that any person should compromise what they believe in. Me personally, I believe in God, but I believe in science too.
Yeah.
So, and then my mom looked at me like I was crazy, like I was a bat. Like, bitch, you crazy as fuck. That's not what the Lord said. No, mom.